Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Manifest with the Mindset Model. So, in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing the 5 steps to manifestation. Now, these are the steps that I personally embody, I use, and these have really helped me to create my dream life. And I have, there's so much different information out there about how to do it, what to do it, all that stuff. And I'm just like, no, it's a bit much for me. So I've condensed this down into 5 simple, easy steps just for you. So, step one is, of course, what do you actually want? And who are you? Who would you like to be? So, couple of little bits in here. Now, the reason why this is so important, the clarity, is because many of us are walking around on this planet thinking we want certain things when actually we don't. It's just an idea and a conditioning that has maybe been passed down from family members or society. So, again, with social media, we're bombarded every single day with look at me on my private jet, look at me with my expensive handbags or whatever. And then we're like, oh my gosh, maybe I should have those things. Those things are for me. But do you actually want them? And that's fabulous if you do. Absolutely go for it. But that's why this step is so important, really going inwards and asking yourself what you genuinely want as a person, really tapping into that emotion. So, for an example, you could be somebody that wants to have a great big massive mansion house with a cleaner and gates and a fountain. Or you could think that's too big and it would just be really annoying and echoey and whatever. Maybe you want to have yourself a beautiful little country cottage in the countryside. All you can hear is the birds singing and watch the flowers growing outside. Maybe you want something like that. Or maybe you want a real freedom life where you go around the world in a camper van, whatever you want. And again, it's the same thing for your career. So I would recommend writing down a couple of different categories. So that could be your health and well-being, your career, your family, your friends, your hobbies, activities. What are really, really important to you? And then in each of those categories, write down what you genuinely want. Do you want to be traveling the world, or do you love staycations, staying in your own country and looking at lovely little areas which haven't been explored yet? Or maybe from your career, you've been brought up to believe that you have to go down a certain career path, but you want something which is more flexible, or maybe something more creative, or maybe you want to teach somebody something or have more impact, work in sustainability. All of the things, there's so many opportunities out there. How do you want your ideal day to feel? How do you want your life to look? When you're 80 years old, you're in your rocking chair, looking back at life, what are you going to be proud of? So that is step number one, getting clear on what you want and who you want to be as well, who you want to be, who you want to identify as. Then step two is all about building an emotional connection. Emotional impact is just so important to the manifestation process because the subconscious mind, it controls 95% of our beliefs, behaviors, habits, all of that stuff. And this is the powerhouse of where manifestation actually happens. And it really does listen to emotion. It sees in pictures, and that is why vision boards are so powerful. So if you can really tap into that feeling of how it would feel to have your dream life, that helps to elevate your frequency. I won't go into too much about frequencies and things like that because it's a whole thing, but the frequency that you are on will attract everything to you. So at the moment, you might not be on the frequency of somebody who has the dream career or business or life. However, if you can imagine and feel what that would be like, that will really help to elevate your frequency and get you into that energy. And a few great things you can do is guided visualizations. They work really well. Listening to music that gets you in the zone and you're like, yes. So those are a couple of ways that can really help you. Next of all, number three, clearing any limiting beliefs that come up. Now, this will happen. So you've got your idea there. I remember when I did my vision board about 5 years ago, I was like, oh, I would love to have my own podcast and do some acting and have my business. And then all of a sudden, this little voice popped up and was like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. You are a technophobe. There is no way on earth you are going to be able to set up your own podcast. You'll probably end up blowing up your laptop. You don't know how to use the technology. Just give up, will you? So yeah, that voice was like just so rude. So with your limiting beliefs, these will pop up and that is okay because it's not the truth. When these beliefs and ideas pop up, question them, pause, have an awareness. Is this the actual truth? Or is this something I've picked up along the way in life? Maybe something happened to me when I was a bit younger that has created this belief. So, another really great tip that you can do here as well. Actually, no, I'll move that into the next one. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, clearing any limiting beliefs. Very important. So, number four, this is all about your embodiments and your inspired action. This is where it gets so fun, like so fun. Now, this is where you are going to start to follow the sparks. So you've got this idea of this dream life in your mind. You felt it. And now you're going to start getting these ideas, these intuitive nudges, which is like, oh, I think that you should go to this networking event, or I think you should do this course or program, or I think you should go here because you're going to meet someone or connect with this person on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. You will just get these nudges. And this is basically your soul saying to you, I know what you want. This is the way to go. Now, in this part as well, you can do the ladder of believability. So one of my mentors taught this in her program, and it's incredible. So this can really help with limiting beliefs as well. So you've got your big goal and desire. You're really, really excited for it, but maybe it does feel a little bit out of reach. Your subconscious mind is like, yeah, whatever, as if you're going to be able to do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to break this down into really believable stepping stones to get you to where you want to be. It just seems so much more achievable, and you get really, really motivated when you're in this energy. So some of the actions which I used to take, for example, were this is before I was working. I would go to a really nice, snazzy hotel. Couldn't afford it. So instead, I would just sit there and have a coffee and just really take in the energy. A lot of the people there I really admired. They were dressed really well. They were having really amazing, intentional conversations. And that just felt really good. And that again really helps to elevate your frequency. And it's really important what you're consuming and who you're hanging around with as well in this process, especially in this step when you're taking that action. Because if you're in a room full of people who are quite negative and they're not really into manifestation, they think it's all woo-woo and whatever, you're not, all of those really negative people. No, we're going to come out of that room. Thank you, goodbye. And we're going to go into the room of people which have got a growth mindset. They really believe in going after their goals. They believe in opportunities. How can we? What are the possibilities? That's where you need to be. So, another thing as well in this part with taking action, inspired action, is not forcing it. Many of us are do, quick, we need to do the things, but sometimes we do need to just be, just to allow our intuition to guide us. So, the final step, this is very important, and this is where many of us really do screw it up, myself included. I used to do this all the time. Let it go. Trust the process. So important. And the reason is, and this is all to do with the energetics, the energy, the universe, how it works. If you are in desperate energy, you are in need of what you want. I need it. I need it. The law of attraction, the universe is going to be like, oh, you need more. So let's give you more, needing more, and more, needing more. It is an energy that you're in, and you're just going to attract more of needing more. However, if you think about when you've got your dream goal and desire, you won't be needing it because you already have it. That's where you need to be. You need to trust the process and detach. Focus on something else. Just really allow divine timing. There's a law of gestation, such a funny word. But this is just like the growth where things have to align to get your manifestations to you. But this is such an important part of just letting it be and going from needing to wanting to believing to knowing. You know it is happening for you. I love this energy. So an example, which one of my mentors shares, is when you say, for example, you're going shopping, you park the car, your mate says to you, "Where did you park your car?" You're like, "Oh, I believe I parked it in car park B." So you've got that energy. Your friend says, "Where did you park your car?" "Oh, yeah, I know I parked it in car park B." Do you see the difference? The believing, "I believe I did," to, "No, I know I did." That's where you want to be, the knowing energy. So there we have it, my loves. My 5 steps to manifestation. Obviously, in each step, I could go so much deeper, but we'd be here all bloody day. So give it a go. Try this now. Let me know how you get on. And if you absolutely loved this video, please like, subscribe, share with a friend. And if you would like to go deeper into the mindset work, check out my signature program, the Mindset Model Method. Have the best day, and I'll see you in my next episode.